Good morning, my B9 S4 Stage 1 E85, just an 11.48 in the quarter mile with a 0 to 60 at 3.31 and a 60 foot of 1.71 with a DA of plus 2,200 feet. 74 degrees of temp, full weight. Can I hit 11.0 or 10.9 with a better DA? Thanks a bunch.
I think it'll be pretty close. I mean,
that's not a good DA.
It's not a great DA. 60 foot could definitely be a little bit better too.
If you can get your 60 foot,
it's not bad at a 1.7, but you could usually get another tenth or two out of that with a good prep.
It really, to get to an 11, you're gonna have to drop your 60 foot by down to like a 1.6. 1.5 something.
Yeah.
Typically, whatever you gain in the 60 foot, you can double in your ET. Get, as a rule of thumb. And that's a pretty bad DA. Most of the really fast times are set at negative DAs.
It almost like opposite the other way. Like negative
like minus
3,000.
Yeah, completely the opposite.
Yeah, so you're talking like a 5,000 foot elevation change.
Yeah. So I think you're very close. Just keep in mind, your DA is more about your launch. Certainly, your not your DA, your ET, your elapsed time is more about the launch and getting out of the hole. Certainly, the power you make after that helps, but that's more reflected in the trap speed. You didn't really say what your trap speed was, but there's some really, like if you ever go to the track, you can see some like a Mustang 5.0 with 300 horsepower running nines with a trap speed of 110, but they're running like 1 second 60 foots, 1.0 60 foot. So it's nice to think that you can get a really fast ET, but or a really low ET, but it doesn't necessarily mean everything you want it to. That's more about getting out of the hole and how fast is your launch.
Yeah, the ET is a really interesting metric. It doesn't relate to almost anything like the way the car performs, other than the extreme examples where you're just overcoming any kind of like a deficiency in launch and you've got 1,000 horsepower to make up for it. It's the top end speed is the real metric you want to look at for tuning. The rest is just skill, practice, conditions, setup.
Yeah, granted, we're talking apples to apples. There are S4s out there running 11s.
It says trap speed was 119.6, so that's pretty decent for a stage.
Yeah, that's good. But keep in mind, you may be you're full weight on street tires, trying to hit an 11.0, and you may be competing with some guy with wrinkle slicks and 9-inch solid brake discs, who his car is not really drivable, who's running 11s, So just keep in mind, I'm just trying to give you some perspective that you really don't need to get to 11, but I'd say with a better DA, you could probably drop a tenth or two easily with the same exact configuration, still having a drivable car that you can track, that you can have fun with. That's an actual fast car that can stop and turn and do all the things a sports car should. So you're doing great. I'm sure your car rips and it feels really fast. You're like low 3s, 0 to 60, so that's good stuff.